Should I tell my friend that their NSFW pictures might have been leaked? I was browsing through the NSFW side of Reddit. I was scrolling and scrolling, then a picture caught my attention. It looked very similar to my friend. The picture was a bit grainy, so I was not 100% certain that it's them. But after comparing the picture with other pictures that they posted on social media, I am 90% sure it's them. A lot of people do post their nudes in Reddit, but this is not that case. The account that posted the picture are like the ones that just gather pictures from somewhere else and post in Reddit. So it's certain they, my friend, didn't do it on purpose. This has been bugging me for a day now. Should I tell them about this? And if so, how? Yes, no question about it. Tell them. Yes, tell them so they can take action. Leaking someone else's nudes is called revenge porn and is illegal. Yes. Hey, this might come off as a bit weird, but I saw this on Reddit and wanted to ask if this was you. Just looking out for you in case this was posted without your consent. Would say something along those lines. Yes. ASAP. I'm going to say yes, because if this is revenge porn then there are things Reddit can do. And also, he needs to be prepared for this. My dad won't let me sleep with my boyfriend and now he wants him gone completely. Need advice. Okay, so from the title you probably assume I'm a teenage girl. No, I'm a 27-year-old woman and I've been with my boyfriend for almost 13 years. We've lived together since we were both 19. Obviously, I've had sex with him. Basically, my boyfriend and I went to visit my parents last week. During that time my dad decided that I could sleep in my old bedroom, but my boyfriend would have to sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor in the kitchen. I was obviously not okay with this and told my dad either he stays with me in a bed like an actual human being or we're leaving. He caved and let, his words not mine, my boyfriend stay in my bed. After that first day things were okay. A little awkward but generally fine. Then a few nights ago I was feeling frisky as it had been a few days, so I initiated sex with my boyfriend. Things were normal and then my dad literally throws the door open and screams at us, basically saying I'm being violated. Again, his words. I was having plenty of fun. He also insinuated that I was being coerced or raped somehow and that he won't allow his daughter to be subjected to such things. He started to yell at me about purity and marriage and that what we were doing was wildly inappropriate even if we were married. I have no idea what he was getting at. It was very vanilla sex. I was literally just on top and we were being quiet because my family were around. My dad started screaming and asked if we used condoms. I said no, on BC, have been for years. My dad then started saying having a baby without being married is filthy and he's ashamed. He went on about us not being married or having children yet. How does he expect us to make these children? And boyfriend, rightly, said that us not having kids yet was our business. My dad honestly looked like he was about to attack my boyfriend at that moment. He threatened to call the police on him for playing me and then tried to send him out of the house in the middle of the night. I lost it. I called my dad basically every name I could think of and then we left. I regret some of what I said, but I was furious and lost control in the moment. However, I refuse to apologize for what I said. It was harsh but true. Since then I've gotten a text from my dad saying moving forward Christmas and other events are for family only and my boyfriend isn't welcome. I have yet to respond, but I'm seriously considering telling him I'm done and cutting contact for good. My boyfriend is my family and if my dad is honestly going to make me choose, it's a no-brainer for me. Honestly, I'm not sure what's triggered this behavior with my dad. He's very supportive of my brother and his girlfriend, so this is very strange behavior. Some context in case it matters. My boyfriend and I don't plan of having kids. It might sound harsh, but I don't really like kids and I'm happy right now. I know what I'm like and I'd be a terrible mother. I'd never abuse a child or anything like that obviously, but I'm just not suited to it. I'd end up resenting the poor kid for uprooting my life and for taking attention away from my work and my relationship. My boyfriend feels the same, so this isn't something I see changing. I haven't told my family this because I had a feeling it wouldn't go down so well. Now see, I was right. We do plan on getting married soon. Unofficially we're engaged, but it's something we keep to ourselves. When we feel like it, we're going to have a very uneventful marriage with just us, and then we'll go on a holiday and enjoy ourselves. Obviously with the pandemic going on, this isn't going to happen anytime soon. I don't know why my dad insists on treating me like a naive child, and why he seems so hell-bent on downplaying the significance of my relationship. It's very obvious that my boyfriend and I are serious. We own a house together, share all our assets, and very clearly love each other. I have no doubt in my mind I will be with him for the rest of my life, and I'm very happy with that. As I'm writing this, I just received a follow-up text from my dad. Apparently I'm expected to break up with my boyfriend or I'll lose all financial support. I don't know where he's coming from, as since I moved out I've supported myself. My boyfriend and I both make a good salary and we're very comfortable. I think he might mean his will, I don't know. This is really getting out of hand. I hate to say it, but I feel like my only option here is to cut my dad off. Issue is I feel like that's extreme, and I do love him despite his behavior, so I don't want to lose him. However, if he's insistent on this, then that will be out of my hands. Under no circumstances am I excluding my boyfriend from any part of my life, and I'm not compromising on that in the slightest. Any advice on what I can/should do here? I'd like to try and get things semi-normal if possible. Thanks. One other thing, since people don't seem to understand this is not some family values thing. My dad is not religious, and he doesn't have this rule with my brother. He has caught my brother having sex at home since he was 15. Just last year he walked in on him and his girlfriend at Easter, and he didn't have a problem with it. His issue is with me specifically. Case something else I didn't want to mention, but it keeps coming up. Guys, this isn't my parents. It's my dad. My mum was killed years ago, but she adored my boyfriend. Please stop asking me about her. Thank you. Normally I'd get mad, and I'm not far off, but is your dad mentally okay? Seriously, is he? If you have been on your own for as long as you have, are financially independent, and have had the same man in your life for that amount of time, and your dad knows all this, doesn't this seem like a completely strange turn of thought for him? I can't imagine he has been this way ever since you and your partner started dating and living together. He hasn't been like this, has he? He obviously has no right to police how you and your partner are with each other, but this does not seem like something a person of sound mind would suddenly try to declare. As you pointed out, you're not a teenager, you're 27. Your dad needs an evaluation by a medical professional. I'm going to quote Dan Savage here. Sometimes the only/best leverage we have against our parents is our presence. It's a double standard. You're female and you're supposed to be virtuous, but your brother is a male and having sex with a girl doesn't reflect badly on him. Not that I think so, but that's what it looks like your dad is thinking. I think he might think this to an extent, honestly. How has your father walked in on his kids having sex so many times? Tell him if a door is closed he should come back later. Ha 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 ha, reminds of a story. You know those ones where people write into newspaper columnist for advice. A woman wrote in saying she keeps walking in on her husband masturbating. What should I do? The answer, knock. He's being aggressive suddenly and thinks he pays for your things. Has he been to the doctor? My uncle started doing this when he got Alzheimer's. He attacked the cleaning lady that he's known for years because she was an intruder. His mind thought he was 30 years in the past. That would make sense actually. If it's dementia, he might have slipped into believing Up was a teen again, which would make the violated remark make sense, if he thought for a second that Up was underaged. Is this weirdness about your relationship new? If you've been together 13 years and lived together for 8, surely you've spent Christmas or stayed with your dad before? How was he during those times? I, 28F, gave birth to and gave up a baby for adoption 13 years ago. Now she has contacted me and wants to know more about me and maybe meet. Her parents helped her find me. What do I do? To an extent I know how she feels. I was put in the foster care system as a child and I don't remember my parents at all. I can understand wanting to know your family history, but I'm no prize. I do drugs, mostly to forget everything. I don't have a home. When I have a job I work in bars or strip clubs. I've prostituted myself to buy drugs. I would truthfully like to see the girl, but I'm worried it will hurt her to see what I'm like. On the other hand, it might make her more grateful for the mom who's raising her. I thought about stretching the truth about myself a little, but I realized that wouldn't be great. What do you think? Hi, I'm a child of adoption, and my parents wouldn't let me meet my birth mother until I was 18. There are a lot that an 18-year-old could understand that a 13-year-old wouldn't. I wouldn't respond to your birth daughter. I would reach out to her parents separately and say that you're not in a position to meet her right now and that you'll reconsider when she's older. You don't have to go into detail, but I think lying about who you are is a bad call, and 13 is way too young to understand what you've been through. Honestly, this will suck for the 13-year-old, but her mom telling her oh I guess she didn't reply and then helping her again when she's 18 is better than having to lie about who you are or expose her to something she isn't ready for. You do run the risk of losing this chance, but knowing what you know now, nothing would prevent you from contacting her when she is an adult. Caps for emphasis, not yelling. I genuinely hope you are able to find access to counseling. I know from experience that trauma will keep coming up until it's dealt with. I hope you find peace within yourself, Purple Heart. I was adopted. My bio mom is an absolute fucking mess. I still am grateful to know her and also know she gave me up for a reason. I think it'll help her to know you, either way. I know you came for advice about your daughter. I'm more worried about you. See yourself through her eyes right now and you don't like what you see. This doesn't have to be permanent. I wish you luck and hope for a full recovery. Can you contact her parents and tell them your concerns? They know her best, after all, and will know how to discuss it with her safely and help her come to a decision about whether or not she wants to proceed. I can try if they'd be willing to talk to me. That's a good idea, thanks. As someone who is adopted as well, I don't know my biological parents, nor have they, or I reached out. But emo, if you're concerned about her knowing who you really are, but want to reach out, maybe have a talk with her parents first. You can be honest with them and tell them everything, and then talk with them how to go about yourself and what to tell the child if they agree that it's a good idea to stretch the truth. Because then, when your child is older, it's up to their parents to decide to tell them the truth or not. I've been told that there's some things that I should know about my biological parents if I choose to ever reach out to them, but I can find out that information on my time. I'm thinking of trying to contact her parents to see if they'd be willing to talk. Are you happy with your parents?